SnowRunner. Is it worth a buy? Is it? Well, let's read the words of the developer. Get ready for the next generation off-road experience. Drive powerful vehicles and overcome extreme environments to complete dozens of challenging missions solo or with up to 3 friends. Or go to the Epic Game Store and buy the overpowered DLC Khan Jeep that we give all the other reviewers when they're reviewing the game, so they didn't have to go through all the toil you're going through. This Jeep will get you everywhere you need with ease, across the water, across the mud, through the snow. No problem. Get your fucking wallets out, mofos. Okay, so the developers never said all of that. I kind of added that myself. Anyway, I've got lots to tell you guys, but let's start by saying thank you to Martin Cooper, who gifted me this game. He said if the developers don't give you a copy, I'll buy you one. So thanks a lot for that. That was very thoughtful of you. So let's look at the graphical options for this. There's a few you can turn down. I didn't really have much trouble running this. I had a couple of minor frame drops, nothing to write home about though. And there's a few options that you can turn down. As long as you've got the minimum requirements, you should be okay. It also has wheel support. You can see here as I click through the different wheels that support it. There's also a custom bind, so it might work with your wheel even if it's not in this list, but don't hold me to ransom on that one. But the problem is you'll not want to use a wheel with this game because there's so much to do outside of driving. You need to have your camera panning around your vehicle in third person constantly to check the mud consistency ahead of you, to look to see if you're going to miss debris that's on the road, and winching trailers and unloading cargo and all of that kind of stuff. A wheel and pedal, although you can bind lots of keys to them, it's a pain in the arse, and the best way of controlling this by far is a controller. Even though it's not perfect with that, it is a bit twitchy with some of the driving, especially on some of the smaller vehicles. They bounce around a little bit. The physics isn't great on a lot of the smaller vehicles. They're all over the place, but on the big ones the physics is decent. Especially in the mud, you do get that sense that you're bogged down, and you'll be bogged down a lot, guys. I want to state something very clear before I go into this. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this review. Don't listen to the fanboys because they're lying bastards. And I've watched 5 reviews of this morning, 5, and my goodness, only one of them is full of kind of half-truths, and some of them are so disgusting that how dare they even call themselves a reviewer. So let's talk about this pay-to-win DLC that you can get, and it is absolutely pay-to-win. I've even been on the Reddit forums for this game, and people are selling it. The thoroughbred gamers are actually selling it because it's so overpowered and it's ruining their gaming experience. Well, they're obviously fucking masochists. But the thing is, with this game, you're given a map and an absolute shitfest of awful vehicles at the beginning of this game that couldn't get out of a fucking concrete driveway, let alone go through a whole muddy swamp. They're awful, and you will be driving at 1 mile an hour through all the shit that you go through with these starting vehicles, getting stuck constantly. And the only way to get better vehicles is to have money. The only way to get money is to do tasks, and if you can't do the tasks with the vehicles you're given, that's a problem, so you have to upgrade them. Well, how do you upgrade them? Well, you have to find the upgrades around the map. Every time you find or unlock one, you get XP, and you'll get the upgrade. The problem is you can't use the upgrades until you've got enough levels in that particular upgrade. So everything in this game, vehicles, upgrades, it kind of has a level requirement. You can't even outfit your starting vehicles with better tyres, guys. I mean, it's up completely. It's so imbalanced at the beginning that I wouldn't blame anybody for refunding this. I mean, if I wasn't a reviewer, I'd have refunded this game in an hour. It's that fucking frustrating. There are a few missions you can complete, easy ones, so you go about doing them with your starting truck, and you then realise that you can't do any more after that, so you've got to start scouting. You realise scouting is an absolute pain in the arse, and I spent hours and hours doing this. And when I looked at online to see how everybody else was managing, they were all using the pay-to-win vehicle. You see, this pay-to-win vehicle will go right around the starting map, unlocking everything, getting all your upgrades, getting you XP, leveling you up, without even pulling so much as a stick on a trailer. You can just do all that, just uncovering the map, because it has these towers like in Far Cry, and when you go to the towers, you get XP, and you also get to see what's in the surrounding areas. There could be cars hidden there that you can pick up and sell to get money to buy a decent truck. So anyway, once I'd done that, and I had to do that in a fucking lorry, in the early Scout Jeep that you get, which is bouncy as fuck, I then sold everything I had and bought this, which is the truck that you'll see mostly in this video. And this is good, especially when you put the first set of upgradable tyres on it. I found that I was getting through the mud and the swamps that I'd been frustrated with for about 7 or 8 hours. I was just getting through them easily. So I was able to start hauling ass and doing the quests, and I was starting to enjoy the game. I was doing the quests, I was getting through some of the really difficult terrain, and it was fun, and I was starting to see a good game here. That was until the bugs decided to ruin my time. I'd spend 40 minutes hauling cargo from one end of the map to the other, only to find that when I got there, the guy's saying, I don't want it. Yeah. And I'm like, you do want it? It says there in the top right, you know, in the little quest that I'm tracking, bring 2 lots of planks to this motherfucking location. I don't want them now. So I had to dump it all, go all the way back, pick it up again and bring it back. And then he was like, thanks, I'll have it now. Yeah, fucking awful bugs. But the worst one and the final straw for me, and this is where I've left the game, guys, was just this morning doing another quest, and I had to haul 2 different sets of materials. One was, I think, metal beams or something, so I did that. That took us about 25 minutes. And then the next one was 2 concrete slabs from the other side of the map. So I drove to the other side of the map. It took us about another 10 minutes to do that. Picked them up. Then there were a really heavy load coming back. It took us about 25 minutes just to get halfway back. And I found that I was running out of fuel because I've spent most of the time in all-wheel drive with the diff locked in a low ratio gear, and it was eating the fuel. And so I just stopped outside of my garage, and one of the cool features of this game, and it's a lifesaver, is the recovery. You just unhitch your cargo, hit recover, you'll teleport into the garage, you get all your repairs done for free, and you get a full tank of fuel again. And then I just drove back out to where my trailer was to hitch it back up and carry on with my journey until I saw that. So not only was all that time, all that toil, all that frustration for nothing, but I've now got a stuck trailer in the middle of the road with 2 big concrete slabs stuck on the road that I can't move until I can unlock a crane, which will probably be another zillion fucking hours. And guys, when you're playing a game, you have to weigh up 2 things: fun and frustration. If fun is way bigger than frustration, then you're onto a winner. But when it's the other way around, you're onto a loser. And sadly, this game is way more frustrating than it is fun. There is some great fun things to be done in this game, like the co-op. I mean, I really enjoyed the co-op. We played with, there was 3 of my patrons, 2 of my patrons last night played with us in a live stream. And we had a really good fun helping each other out with the different missions. Only the host progresses in the sense of quests, but the other people that are in there, they get XP and cash for any quests that any of us do. We were recovering some of the trucks and that were stuck in swamps that you can do with the pay-to-win vehicle by yourself. Oh man, what the but we were doing that, and I got stuck trying to pull one of them out, and so I was winching this downed vehicle and they were trying to winch me out, but you can't. The game will not allow 3-way winching, which is bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I mean, we went into the options, we changed the preferences so that we could winch each other, and we were easily able to winch each other, but not if the person being winched was also winching somebody else. And in my case, I was winching a car that was stuck. So it kind of made it pretty pointless if you can't do 3-way winching in a co-op game. I mean, what the hell are you thinking, developers? Yet again, drop the fucking ball. My goodness, can this game get any worse? Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can, guys, because what you've got to understand here, and don't listen to the fanboys who'll come on and say, oh, it's just Mackie's shit, he needs to get good. No, I'm sorry. That you've tried that argument so many times, and it's just bullshit, because I back everything up with video like I always do. And this game is riddled with fucking bugs, guys. Bugs that will easily drain hours of your time and make it absolutely pointless, everything that you've done in the game. It's just pointless. You know, you'll do a lot of work and then a bug will just undo it all. And you just think, I've just wasted 45 minutes of skillful driving, winching my arse through a swamp. and I've now got to go and do it all again. You're gimped from the start in this game. You're put on the back foot in an unprecedented level of boredom and frustration, unless you buy the DLC, which sucks. You know, you've really got to just bite it and just get on with it, and it's just a frustrating time. It's frustrating from the off, guys, absolutely frustrating from the off, in your awful vehicles that you get and you can't upgrade them, and it's just bad. It's unintuitive, completely unintuitive. You don't know what you have to take to certain places, and you get there and you find you've got the wrong bit, and again, 20, 30, 40 minutes all wasted. Just getting from one zone to another. You might be asking, where's the snow? Well, there's 4 different zones in this. That's the next zone that has the snow. You've got to learn to retain vehicles, go into the garage, move to another place, deploy. It's all clunky menu clicking to get from one place to another. Again, unintuitive. The tutorials just arse, absolute arse. It's so frustrating. We had a whole stream trying to work out how you did one little thing, and it's just ugh. It's not a great game, guys. It needs a ton of work. I can't believe this isn't an early access game. This is a finished fucking product, do you mind? Unbelievable. So there you go, guys. If you're looking for the best off-road game, this is probably it. It's way bigger than MudRunner. It's got way more vehicles than MudRunner. It's got way more upgrades than MudRunner. And probably got way more bugs than MudRunner. There's a great game hiding under all this, guys. It's obvious there is. I've seen it. I've played it. But my goodness, at this moment in time, it is not worth the sheer frustration and wasted hours you'll go through just to get there. So I'm going to thumb it down until I get that fucking finger out. And please, get the fucking nerf on that DLC. It's disgusting.